Building your worksheet content could not be simpler. Just click in any cell and start typing. Of course, you'll want to think about the layout of your worksheet, but once you know what you intend to include and where it should appear on the sheet, you're ready to start typing. So here, I'll start putting in some headings for a list of projects in cell B2 through B5, leaving the top row for a title that I'll decide upon later. I can click in each successive cell, or I can use the arrow keys, Enter key, or Tab to move along. Notice that the contents are wider than the columns are, and some of the letters are being hidden. A quick resolution to that is to double-click each column letter's right edge. This widens the column to fit the widest entry, which at this point is the heading. To move through cells manually before making your entries, you can click in each successive cell, or you can use the arrow keys, Enter key, or the Tab key to move along. For example, if I start here, and let's say I just type test, the arrow keys can move me up, to the right, down, or to the left. The direction of the arrow key determines which cell becomes active. If I start in this cell again, and this time I press the Enter key, it moves me down a cell. If I go back to this cell, and now I press the Tab key, it moves me one cell to the right. Now, let me delete that. If you want to enter content into a fixed series of cells, this is what you do. To select a series of cells to confine my new content to that range, I drag through those cells to select them. That way, as I begin entering my first project here, each time I press Enter, it's going to move me to the next cell in the selection. The final press of the Enter key confirms the entry in this series of 4 cells. To edit a cell, you can either replace its contents entirely by clicking in the cell and typing, or you can use the formula bar to edit the content directly. If you're using the formula bar, always press Enter to commit to your change. You can also edit directly in the cell by double-clicking the cell or pressing the F2 key, which activates your cursor within the cell. Here's a tip. If you're typing numbers and you see a series of hashtags after the entry, that means that Excel can't show you all of the numbers, so it's not showing any of them. If it's a slight adjustment to make them fit, Excel will fix that for you. If not, you will have to resize the column manually. So here, where I've reduced the width of column E, it's showing me just hashtags, and I'll have to double-click the column's right edge to redisplay the full date. You can move content from place to place in the same worksheet by dragging with your left mouse button. Point to the edge of the cell, and when you see a 4-headed arrow, drag and drop into the cell where you want the content to appear. So, if I type a new column heading and accidentally place it in the wrong cell, I can easily drag it to where I meant to insert it. Copying from place to place in the same worksheet works the same way, but you hold the Control key as you drag, and that makes the move into a copy. So here, where I want to add a new record, I can copy the range instead of typing it all over again. And then I can update whatever is different between these two projects. An important tip: when you're copying content from place to place, be sure to release the mouse before you let go of the control key, or it will revert to a move. In my second drag, notice that it moved rather than copying the project name because I let go of the control key too soon.